Hello. Well, I am with our special guest, and I'm going to ask him about those special moments. But I do want to highlight the fact that so many of our interviewees on the street there pointed out footballing moments as their most exciting. Now, of course, there's a lot of investment, a lot of efforts going into other sports around the country, and hopefully in the next decade, the children of today will be having completely newer, fresher, and maybe more pivoted into other sports exciting moments. Hello, Mr. Akin Denton. It's such a pleasure to have you back.
Good morning, Laulu. Thank you very much for having me here.
You know, I wanted to get started straight on cricket, but I do want to ask your most exciting moment.
I think I'll be partial. I'm a cricketer, so it will be cricket. You know, I've seen the Nigerian take so many wickets in a recent competition in Lagos. I think that was last year, Peter Aho, you know, who bowled fantastically very well and took a lot of wickets playing for Nigeria, I think, against Sierra Leone. Those were my passionate moments. Seeing a Nigerian also be mentioned in the Guinness Book of Records. Yep.
To each his own. So, in terms of cricket, last time you were here, we were talking so intently about the Olusegun Yishao Trophy.
Thank you. Yep.
The CCC League. Now, what have you been up to since then?
Okay, so the league ended in May last year. We didn't start early, so it dragged on for quite a while, and we finished in May. And well, for players, they took a breather, you know, some rest period to recharge their batteries and to get ready for the new season. Spent more time with their families, enjoyed the rains, because cricket in Nigeria is basically seasonal, so we don't play during the rains, you know. So you could say the players spent time, you know, recharging batteries and spending time with their families. But for those of us members of the ESCO, it was a time that we spent getting ready, you know, for the new season. So much we have done. I think on the 31st of July, we had an AGM of all clubs in the league, where we came together, sat down, and decided what we need to do for the new season. We agreed that we will start on the 1st of October, so the new season is starting today, you know, and then there were action plans that we agreed that we would achieve between May and 1st of October. So, for instance, you know, all clubs had to signify in writing their participation of the new season. One, all clubs had to also provide a list of their players, registered players. All clubs had to pay, you know, to the CCC registration fee. From the CCC point of view, we had to circulate the playing conditions for the new season. Also, we had to put together the fixtures, you know, for the new season. And then, of course, finally, we had the press conference just last week, Sunday, where we spoke around what we expect would happen in the new season. So it's been very busy for us.
I was actually at that news conference. And
yes.
It was interesting to see the commitment, or shall I say the renewed commitment, to push the league, the CCC League, further and go for a second round. And I suspect, after this season, given the better than expected reception of the last season, that this season will instigate a third season, and on and on and on. But I do want to ask, today's the
kickoff, yeah.
2022-2023 new season. What can we expect?
You're going to expect a lot of games, much more games than we had last season, and that's because currently there are 6 new teams in Division 2, the second tier of the league. So we've inched up to 21 from 16, where we were last season. So that's we're going to be playing about 77 games in Division 1, and we're going to be playing about 88 in Division 2. So there are going to be lots of games. It's going to be T20 format. Division 1 will be double round robin. Division 2, because of the number of teams playing in Division 2, so we're going to have a single round robin, a single round of games, and then the best 6 will go into second round of games.
Those are the fixtures for this season.
Yeah, those are the fixtures for today. For today. For this weekend. Sorry.
Wow, that's a lot of games for just 2 days.
Yes, for this weekend.
But what I understand is, for you to even push for a new season, you had to lock down old sponsors. And for you to try to get a better season than the last one, you went for new partners. So tell us about that.
Okay, so some of the sponsors that we had last season have agreed to continue with us. So the likes of Honorable Engineer Bola Olusegun Yishau, who was our main sponsor last season, saw what we did, and he's agreed to partner with us again. So he's still our main sponsor for the Cricket League this season. There's a giant trophy, 2 giant trophies that he donated apart from a handsome donation to the CCC. Pet Foundation last season gave out Man of the Month awards on a monthly basis to cricketers who distinguished themselves on the field of play in each month, and Pet Foundation have said they want to continue. But we've onboarded 2 other brand new sponsors collaborating with us. One of them is the Sego Family Foundation. The Segos are people that we know very well in cricket. They've been there all along. They come from a family of cricketers, so their grandfather played cricket, the father played cricket, the boys played cricket, hopefully they pass it on to their sons as well. So the Sego Family Foundation agreed to provide all the balls that we will use for all the games this season. So they branded over 300 balls and donated it to us last Sunday. The balls are branded in the CCC with the CCC logo, and those are the balls that we're going to be using. So apart from the Sego Family Foundation, we've also onboarded Seaway and Marker Plus. So Seaway will be providing the water that players would have during breaks at games all through the season in both Division 1 and Division 2. And Marker Plus, a sister company of theirs, will provide the energy drinks that players would also, have during the games. In addition to a handsome donation from them.
This all sounds like a lot of work behind the scenes to get something special going. And I wonder, are you still in the market for more partners?
We are. What we want to do, or what we have agreed to do at the ESCO, is to see cricket at another level in this country. And we have seen people who have agreed to partner with us to take it there. So we are open to more partners. We are open to more collaborators. We want to really make it a big bang, a really big bang. Cricket, currently, people just walk into the ovals and just watch a game of cricket, not very many spectators. But we want to see a situation that happens, similar things that happens in other jurisdictions, where spectators pay fees to go and watch matches night and day, midweek games. There's dancing going on, there are drinks going on, there's barbecue. It's a carnival kind of environment. That's the kind of scenario we're trying to create. And I pray that in my time or short, not a very long distant future, that would happen in Nigerian cricket.
With the now expanded CCC League, 21 teams in total, 6 new teams making that up, what kind of challenges have you faced in trying to ensure that you get a good enough fixture list that complements the strengths, the weaknesses, and entertains those audiences, that those spectators that come into the grounds to watch? Okay,
so putting the fixtures together came up with its own challenge. We have 21 teams with diverse requirements, and diverse requests as well. So some teams have players that reside in several parts of Nigeria, and those clubs, you would have to bring in those players to Lagos on match day or before match day, to play games. And so those teams, typically to save cost, would ask for us to give them back-to-back games, meaning that rather than bring a player in on a Saturday and he goes back home and he comes back next week Saturday, if a team can have a game on Saturday and have another game on Sunday, it helps to minimize the travel cost, exposure to insecurity within the country and things like that. That's one challenge that we had to face. Another challenge is we have a lot of Asian teams in the leagues. Currently, we have, I think, 9 Asian teams, and the Asians are expatriates who are in this country basically to work. So they are only able to play on Sundays. That's their rest days. So we having to also fix the Asian games on Sundays, came up with its own challenge. But I think we're fine. We had some pushbacks from some quarters, but we've addressed all the issues that they have.
Speaking of Asian players, the followership of the game is worldwide, and you have 9 Asian teams in your league. Who would love family and friends to watch them? Are there plans to televise games?
Eventually, we will televise. Eventually, when we have the sponsorship and the muzzle, to do that. But what we're currently doing is to stream as many games as possible online. So regardless of where you are, you are able to log on, and you are able to follow the game just as if you are, also at the Oval. But the games that we are able to stream are still limited. We'll want to do so much more streaming. So if there are partners out there that are willing to collaborate with us to bring more games or the entire season, stream the entire season, because it comes at a cost, we are happy, to take up this kind of partnership.
Do you think, in terms of streaming the games, that in trying to bring an understanding of the law, the spirit of the game, that it is essential for the streaming of all the games in terms of your future goals and ambitions for the league?
It would be nice to bring cricket to a lot of viewership. It would be nice to have everybody see what we're doing. But I see you ask a question around the law of the game and the spirit of the game. Two different things, and if you give me a few minutes, I'll just try and dimension them. Cricket is a game of gentlemen. It's the king's game. And I say this with so much passion. So there are rules and regulations that guide the play. That's the law of the game. But at the same time, the spirit of the game is the conduct of the gentlemen that play the game. So you're expected to play hard but fairly. Play hard but play the game fairly. Not win at all cost. Not win in some dodgy manner. And what cricket teaches, most importantly, is respect. So you see a cricketer, when you say somebody is a cricketer, you see them well dressed. We traditionally used to play cricket in white, clean white, tucked in, gentlemen. That's the spirit of the game. Spirit of the game, there's total respect for the officials, the umpires. There's total respect for each player, and the game is played fairly. That's the spirit of the game.
You know what? The fact that we got the game from our colonial masters, who themselves considered themselves, gentlemen of the highest order, it explains why that is such a huge part of the game.
Of the game, yes.
Thank you, Mr. Akin Denton.
Thank you.
I could go on and on, but today being Independence Day, there's so much to cover.
Talk about it.
So on that, Nigeria first in sporting moments. The truth is, Nigeria's had plenty of situations since independence that we've stepped onto the international stage as freshers, as basically newborn babies, and we had to learn along the way.